What's next for Arrows Church? I announced several weeks ago that we needed to find a new location based on what we got back from the school district. They have a policy that limits the amount of time that organizations such as ourselves can meet in their facilities, and we've actually exceeded that limit. And so we started looking for a new place to meet and all of that. And I told you when I made that announcement that I wasn't worried at all of of how God was going to show up or if he was going to show up. I was curious on how he would, but I wasn't worried at all. And that's true. I wasn't worried. And I was curious. And it's just, it's a really cool story of how he did show up. We reached out to over 30 different locations locally. We contacted so many people, made so many phone calls, just asking if space was available, if so, how much, all of those things. We contacted multiple commercial real estate agents. Here's the bottom line on that. When you are trying to purchase anything permanent as a new young church, that's not a great place to be in for a couple of reasons. Number one, simple availability. There's just not a lot of space in this area that is available yet. Right? Like Papillion's not getting any younger, okay? But the problem currently is like there is no old Walmart to move into, okay? And so the second way it's a problem is affordability. The places that are available are so outside our realm and comfort zone of what we can afford that we just can't do it. Think of it this way. You guys, probably most of you, live in a really nice home. Is that the home you moved into when you were in your 20s? Like when you were fresh out of school, just got married, whatever it was, did you move into the home that you have now? Maybe you did, that's awesome. But chances are, a lot of you moved into an apartment. You moved into a duplex. You moved into a house with 5 other roommates so you could afford it, okay? Arrows Church, we're in those duplex years. We are. That's where we're at. And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't need to be ashamed at all of where we're at. Guys, we're not even 2 years old. So we're exactly where we need to be. And so over 30 places that we looked at, many were not available. Some were available, but they were just like crazy expensive. God literally opened the door to one particular location that honestly was nowhere on our original radar. We didn't even write it down to be a potential place. But we needed some place that was large enough because, let's be honest, we're growing and we want to continue to grow. If we could just celebrate this for a minute, last week in this room, we had our highest attended regular Sunday. Yeah. A Sunday that wasn't, Christmas or Easter, something like that. It was just a random Sunday. It was our highest attended week. Listen, we're growing and we expect to continue to grow. We don't want to move into a place where on day 1 we got to do 10 services. That wouldn't help, okay? So we had to find a place that was big enough. It needed to be close enough. We knew we were going to have to make some concessions and be flexible on there just because of availability. It needed to be affordable. They needed to be able to store our trailer. Remember, we're a portable church. Everything you see fits in a box. And we needed to keep fitting in a box. And they needed to be willing to work with us. We didn't want to move into a place that didn't want us. And so our new location, guys, is actually in Fremont. No, I'm kidding. It's not. But now anything I say is going to be better. So some of you kind of just, Before I tell you where it's at, I want to tell you the story of how God opened it. So I did not find it. We did not find it. God showed it to us. Okay? So we did, literally 2 days after the school told us we would need to find another location, we met as a staff, and by that I mean myself, Shelly, Rob, and Angie. We met and we were like, okay, what are we going to do? Let's start a spreadsheet. let's come up with just all the ideas and all this kind of stuff. And we decided to, for the month of September, we were going to fast together. And so we decided to fast on Wednesdays during lunch. We called it our staff fast, our staffst. Yeah, they didn't laugh like you didn't laugh. So I called it that. So anyway, I believe it was that first week, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to drive around. So I went driving around. I drove all over the place, especially over there, like west of Highway 50, south of 370, sort of that industrial area where Google and all the warehouses are. And I just went cold calling. Like I literally pulled up to every door and just walked up to it and knocked on it. Some were open and I walked in. Some I had to ring the bell. Almost got the cops called on me a couple times. It was awesome. But I just went in there and were like, hey, I don't even know who you are or what you do, but do you have a large room we could rent? No. Yes, but we're not going to rent it. Okay. And so I went around to all these places. And one of them was this cheer place, this Cheer Athletic, I think is the name of it. And I went in there and talked to this lady, and I was looking around. I was like, I don't even know if we could use this space. They got all the equipment, but it's a big space. And so she didn't know if that would be possible, so she was going to contact her boss, and he was going to get back to me. About a week or so later, he calls me and says, hey, I heard you guys were looking for a space. I don't even know that we could accommodate that. He goes, but I've been checking you guys out. So I went online and went to your website and watched a couple sermons. And man, I really like Arrows Church. If I wasn't involved in the church that I go to, I might come check you guys out. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. That's encouraging. And he's like, and the church I'm going to, we met for 2 years at Tiburon Golf Club. Have you called them? Have you checked them out? And I'm like, no. Where's that at? I'm not a golfer. Okay. And we met for 2 years out there, and it was great. You should check them. So okay, great. Got off the phone with him, and I called out there at Tiburon. And listen, when I tell you this, I'm serious. It's like they were expecting my call. For real. And I called, and I'm like, hey, well, I'm just wondering if you guys would ever be willing to open up for a church and all this. I had heard that you guys had let a church meet in there. Would that be something you'd be willing to do? And she was like, sure. Yeah, we'd love to do that. So then I started thinking, okay, well, that's weird. I had never even thought to call them. Surely this can't be real. So I started trying to find reasons that it wouldn't work. You ever do that? And so I just started like, okay, well, how about this? Can we keep our trailer on site? Yeah, sure. Okay. Can we have like our own entrance that's just for the church on Sunday mornings? Sure. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay. Do you have chairs? Because we don't have chairs. Yeah, we have chairs. Do your chairs roll? Because we're not a fan of the rolling chairs. No, our chairs don't roll. Would you set the chairs up for us? Yeah. Okay. Can we have a Christmas Eve service? You probably can't do that because we don't want our workers working on Christmas Eve. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Could we have a Christmas Eve service? Sure. Could we use real candles instead of glow sticks at our Christmas Eve service? Yeah. Guys, I was just like trying to see where the line was. Like, how much can I ask for? What would they be willing to do? I even called the church that met in there. It's Grace Hill Church. They meet up in Elkhorn. And I'm like, hey, you guys met there for 2 years? Like, tell me the real, right? Like, what aren't they telling me? What do I need to know? And he was like, honestly, it was awesome. We loved meeting there. The only reason we moved is because we bought land up in Elkhorn and we wanted to get closer to where we were going to be eventually. So I was like, I can't find out why this is a bad thing. And I'm trying to look for why it might be a bad thing. So, guys, here it is. Our new location is Tiburon Golf Club. Or, as I found out this morning from Katie, is Katie in here? It's called the Tib. So if you want to be in the know, you got to call it the Tib. Katie might have been lying to me. Can somebody fact check that for me? Because I don't want to look like an idiot. Tiburon is just north of 370 on 168th Street. And I want to show you guys a few pictures, if you guys are okay with that. So this is a shot of the outside. And you can see the entrance over there on the left where all the people are. That is going to be our entrance. And so that's where everybody's going to be coming in and out. And yeah, it's a golf club, so there might be the occasional golfer, but Sunday mornings aren't like crazy, always at least. Some days they'll have a big event or whatever. We can work around that. We're used to working around people. Are we not? So next picture is the lobby. So as soon as you go through those front doors, you're in the lobby. Notice the absence of two very long hallways that you don't have to walk down, like you're just in the lobby. And so from that picture, if you could turn your head just a little bit left, you'd see this next one. And that's the entrance to the room where we're going to be right there. So literally, you walk in the door, and the room is like from me to Angie. So that's as far as you have to walk for those of you who don't like getting in your steps on Sunday morning here at the school. Here's a shot of the room itself. Obviously, this is it made up for like a banquet, wedding reception or something. And but you can see the chairs there. There are the chairs. They don't roll. Yeah. Just through those windows there, if you're looking out, there's this really nice patio where if the weather's nice, we can use that. It's fantastic. And here's a shot. Where's Donna at? Here's a shot of our new coffee bar. I showed Donna that this morning, and she literally wept. And so, so basically it's laid out so much better for what we need. We love the school. We are forever indebted to Papio South for letting us use the school. It's what we needed when we needed it. And God is opening up a door now in this place, and I'm really excited at the possibilities that it's going to give us and allow us to do. So I know I can't answer everybody's questions, and so I have a frequently asked questions sheet that we're just going to set maybe on that table out there. Angie, do you mind getting those out there? So just grab one of those on your way out. It will hopefully answer a lot of the big questions that you have. Of course, if you have specific ones, I'll stick around a little bit this afternoon. We got to get up to Sioux City, though. I'm really excited about what God is doing, guys. And here's what I want you to get excited about. Stop and look around and wonder what God is up to. Because He is up to something. And He's been leaving little breadcrumbs here and there. And He is moving and He is doing something that He hasn't revealed to me yet, or maybe to anybody yet, but He is definitely moving, and I want us to get excited about what He's doing. So here's what we're asking from you. Number one, get excited. Get curious about what God is doing. Number two, we need you to show up. Our first Sunday in the new place is going to be November 19th. We're going to get out of here earlier than we thought so that we can experience the Christmas season in our new location. We're going to send out another mailer and just invite everybody to come visit us during the Christmas season. Invite them to our Christmas Eve service with real candles. It's going to be great. We need you to keep giving or start giving, because here's what we're also doing. We're still looking for permanent solutions. And we're still waiting and longing for the day when that's a reality, because here's the deal. We don't want to be Portable Church forever. We love it. We're great at it. And we don't want to do it for the next 20 years. So we're still looking for other options. So we just need you guys to keep giving, start giving if you're not. Here's some specific help. If you own a truck, we could use your help. Because although we're able to store our trailer on site, we do have to move it about 75 yards every Sunday so we can unload it. And so if you own a half-ton truck, at least a half-ton will do it, unless it's an older half-ton. But especially a three-quarter ton or something like that, you could do it all day long. But literally, if you're like, I want to serve, but I don't know where, I don't want to crawl around on the floor with kids, I don't want to serve coffee, I don't want to be on the prayer team, but I have a truck. We just found your spot. And if you're out there and you've been trying to convince your spouse it's time for you to buy a truck, this is God telling you, you got the green light. So you're welcome for that. Finally, we need you guys to pray. Pray for a smooth transition. It's gonna require different things from different people, but all of us, right? And so just pray that the transition's smooth, we can get the word out, everybody will know about it. One thing you guys can help with, we're gonna be posting some things online for the next several weeks. Anytime you see anything about us and the new location and all that, like it, comment on it, share it, do all the things, because you know how it works, the algorithm, and more people see it. So anytime you see it, just do something with it, right? And so next week, don't forget, Arrows Out. We'll meet here in the cafeteria, 10 o'clock. It's going to be a really, I think, cool day to kind of pray and seek God for what He's doing in all of our communities. And we're excited about that. And so let me pray for us. And then the band's going to come up and close us out in another song. God, I'm excited for a lot of reasons. I'm excited for what you're doing with our series on the Sermon on the Mount, how we're hearing directly from Jesus, and how what we hear directly from Jesus directly affects our life today, even though they were words spoken many, many years ago. God, it speaks to us today, every one of us, exactly where we are, no matter what we're doing. It's relevant to us, and it's practical for us. So God, I pray as we continue to open up your word, I pray that it continues to change us. And God, for the move and for the transition, it is 100% obvious to me that you are in this, because this was never something I would have even thought about. But just like you've done every step of the way, you've opened doors. You've provided a way where there didn't seem to be a way. And God, just like we have done every step of the way, we're going to be faithful and walk through those doors. We're going to walk forward in the trust and the faith and the wisdom that you give us, because that's what you've called us to do. So help us be all the things we read this morning: pure in heart, meek, hunger and thirst for righteousness, all the things. Help us be that. Give us an opportunity to be that this week. And God, I pray that as we move from here, that you go before us and you do something that only you can do, something that none of us would have expected, something that would blow the socks off of all of us if you told us 2 years ago what you were going to do. And when you do it, we will give you all praise and glory. In Jesus' name, amen.